What's up, everybody? Today, I'm going to answer all your questions about eBay and Amazon dropshipping, and we have a lot to cover today. A lot of great questions. A lot's been going on. eBay has been very dynamic these past few weeks, and we're going to cover all of that right now. So I'm not even going to wait. I'm just going to get right into it because I do have a lot of questions that I want to go over, some questions I've saved up from the week. But as you guys are rolling in, say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're here. And if you have any questions, of course, about eBay, Amazon, drop it into the chat, and I will do my best to answer them for you. All right, so let me minimize this and pull up the questions that we have here. Okay, first question right off the bat was from one of my students, Ross. Ross was saying that he went to buy an item from Home Depot. Originally, it was listed for $79, but when he entered the buyer's address, the price jumped to a higher number. And then he had another issue where he went to buy something from Kmart and he wouldn't deliver it to the buyer's zip code. It seems like he's getting frustrated by this, very understandably so. And he's like, what am I missing here? So these problems do happen, and it really stinks that this happens, but this is one of the issues that we have to deal with as drop shippers. And there's a quote that's on the back of the background of my phone that I look at every day, and it says, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And that's really how I feel about all my entrepreneur adventures that I go on, all the businesses that I start, is that, yeah, it's tough. It's hard to get started. These problems arise, and it's hard to meet them and deal with them. But it's because we do deal with them, and we are able to face them and work through them. That's what makes us the money, that other people face these challenges and give up. So that's kind of like the motivational answer that I can give you. As a more practical answer, for these products, you're just going to have to adapt to them as they come up. So for this particular item from Home Depot, maybe you want to list it higher, or maybe you want to delete it from your store entirely. I've gone both ways with these. If there's an item that only changes a few dollars in price, I'll keep it around for a while and just notice in general, every time I buy it, is it the higher price or the lower price? And if it's the lower price, then I just keep it as it is. If it's a higher price, then I raise the price up and still hope to get the sales at the higher price. Oftentimes, though, if it's a much higher price and it doesn't sell at the higher price, I'll just delete it from the store. Kmart is not a store that I generally drop ship from, but I do know that there are many items from any source that won't ship to certain zip codes due to local state regulations. And in that case, it's not always clear from the listing on the source's website that it won't ship to those zip codes. If it is clear, like Home Depot does make it clear, then I'll put it in the actual description saying this item doesn't ship to California. That's a very common state that items won't ship to. And New York as well, for some sort of like concealed blades. Like a lot of times on Home Depot, you might be shipping like a pocket knife or something like that. Those items a lot of times won't ship to New York. So for those ones, I just put in the listing, very big, bold letters, this is not shipped to the following states, right? I don't include in there if it's a state that I already don't ship to, like Alaska or Hawaii. But the other ones, like I said, most commonly California and New York, I will put it in there if I already see in the description that it doesn't ship there. But if I do find out later it doesn't ship there, then I will add that to the description so it's clear to a future buyer that it won't ship to that state. So I hope that answers your question. And like I said, just hang in there. These are the problems that we have to deal with as drop shippers. Okay, we see a lot of people here. We have All Things Geek from Delaware. Eric, like that quote. Carl's from North Carolina. Oliver says hi. Okay. Eric says, I just pay for the item and buy it from someone else on eBay. That is a smart idea, but however, the problem with that is if you ship it directly to the customer, then you can't upload a tracking number that's already been used in eBay once before. So that's one downside to doing it that way. Okay, David says, what do you think about drawing traffic to your products, to your store using Facebook or Instagram. Now, David, that's not something I've ever explored before. I have tried Facebook ads for my online course. I wasn't very good at them, admittedly. I tried to do it all on my own. So it's not an area that I'm an expert in at all. It's something I'm thinking about trying out in the future for the course. I have heard some people talking about doing this for eBay. I don't exactly know how that would work if it's like you have a direct link to a product, I guess, and you'd have to have some sort of retargeting, but you can't really input your Facebook pixel into a listing as far as I know, because eBay owns the website. They're the ones that develop, own the code to the website. I don't want to get too technical about this, but that's just the things that are going through my head about it. Because really with Facebook and Instagram, the power of them is that you can retarget people that have already visited your website. For Shopify, that's very easy because you control the website. You could put it's like this little tracker code that you put into like the HTML or the coding of the site. You could put that into your Shopify site. I don't think you can do that with eBay. So I don't know how it could track the sales, the people visiting your eBay listing, but not buying. So that's just what I'm thinking in my head about that, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay. And someone else, I just lost the comment. Someone else made a good point about Home Depot, is that sometimes it works out to your favor. You'll list an item that you saw was $100 on Home Depot, and then you go to buy it, and you put in the zip code and it drops to like 80 bucks. You just made $20 off of this zip code arbitrage dynamic pricing that Home Depot does. And John's here smashing the like button from Wisconsin. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Okay. And we do have a lot to cover besides just the questions. But I want to get to some more of these questions first, and then I'll talk about the title of this video and everything else. So let's see. John said, okay. Okay, John said, when a buyer returns an item, do I just wait until the source processes the return and refund them then? Or do I just refund them right away as it's being tracked back? Generally, that depends on the source. So with Home Depot, they're going to refund me as soon as the item is picked up by UPS. So I get an email saying, we're refunding you. At that point, I refund the buyer. That way I don't forget to do it. With Walmart, they don't refund you until the item is received back. And in that case, I don't refund the buyer until it gets back to Walmart and I actually get refunded. The only reason I do it that way is just because it's easier. I get the email and it's like, oh yeah, now I have to refund the buyer. And it's just easier to keep track of it that way. For some buyers who are really impatient, really angry, and as they're going through the return process, I'll refund them as soon as possible, even if it's like a Walmart item that I'm not yet refunded for. I'll take the risk, and I've never had a problem. As long as an item is marked, shipped, and returned to Walmart, I've always gotten a return. I assume that they actually ship back the item, and Walmart has always refunded me with no issues. So that's a great question. Okay. All right, so about the title of this video. The video says that this is the last live stream for the Hustle Husbands. And yeah, that's kind of true. It's a little bit of a clickbait, I won't lie. I'm changing the name of the channel. It's no longer going to be, after today, the Hustle Husbands. It's just going to be my name, Paul J. Lipsky. And that's spelled Lipsky. It's not because Chad, my husband, is not a great guy and really deserving of a lot of the credit for the success of my businesses, but really, at the end of the day, I started this online business. I've done most of the work and I'm doing most of the videos for you guys. And Chad wants to be here. He wants to be helping out as much as he can, but he does work very demanding 9 to 5. He works really hard. He loves his job. So he's more into that. Totally fine. He is a great support for me. So he does deserve a lot of credit, but I just think it makes more sense just to change the name of the channel to my name. So I'll still be around. Nothing's going to change. It's going to be exactly the same. and it'll just be a different name, and that's my name. I've already changed my website. The website is my name, pauljlipsky.com. And again, Lipsky is spelled lip sky. And my Facebook is going to change. So nothing else is going to change. So I'll still make the same content for you guys. And I'll still have the live streams every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time here on the YouTube channel, which will be called Paul J. Lipsky. No, great question, Chris. You do not have to resubscribe. So the way it works is I just changed the name, and from now on, instead of looking for the Hustle Husbands, just look for my name, Paul J. Lipsky, and you'll still be subscribed to my channel. You'll still get the same videos. All the old videos will still be there. If you search for the Hustle Husbands, I'll still come up. If you search for Paul J. Lipsky, I'll still come up. So nothing, you guys don't have to do anything. Just be aware that when you see a video pops up that says, Paul J. Lipsky is live, or Paul J. Lipsky just posted videos, like, oh yeah, that's the guy from the Hustle Husbands. He's just changed the name of his channel. That's it, guys. So I hope that's cool with you guys. And I think it just makes more sense right now. So Jonathan asks, what's the criteria for deleting bad listings? So Jonathan, bad listings are items that just haven't been selling. And my criteria is basically, I give like everything a 2-month period. So if an item hasn't sold in 30 days, I evaluate it and see what can I change? Can I lower the price? Can I find a better title? Something like that. And usually that's it, just the title and the price. And I change it. And then if it doesn't sell for another 30 days, then it's out. And even if an item sold a lot in the past and stopped selling, if I can't find a good reason why it stopped selling, that happens sometimes. Some items will just be really popular sometimes at time of the year. Even items that aren't seasonal. And it might just be a random piece of like household furniture that people wouldn't just buy in the winter, for instance. They'll buy it all year long, but it'll be really popular for a month and then just drop off the radar and not really make any sales. If it doesn't sell for 2 months, it's out, even if it had a strong history in the past. So that's my criteria. It's a 1 month, I reevaluate, and after a second month, it's deleted. Okay. Wow, Eric, I just received the greatest message from Eric. He said, I quit my full-time job today thanks to your course. I just wanted to say thank you for the training, Eric. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so excited for you. Deeply humbled that you have taken this leap and that you're trusting me to guide you through this process. So congratulations. I would love to hear an update from you in like a couple weeks, in a couple months, how it's going for you. I'm really super excited for you. So congratulations, Eric. Surreal. He says, it's been a crazy day. It's been surreal. And Carmen says, welcome to your new life. We're really, Eric, this is so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Eric has kids, so I'm betting you're going to be able to spend a lot more time with your kids, it sounds like. So Steven's asking how I evaluate items that aren't selling anymore. You can do it directly in eBay. You don't need a software to do it. You can do it directly in eBay. I can make a video about that too if you want. Okay. So Andres is asking about my sales and how they have been. So as you guys know, like a week and a half ago, sales for a lot of us just went down quite a bit. And nobody really knows why. There are some people claiming that they know why, but when you really ask them, it's just all speculation. The only update I have, I was going to do an update video, but maybe I'll just talk about it right now. The only update I have about this is 2 updates. One, my sales have gone back up, but not 100% back up. They're at a more comfortable level, I'd say. They went down to a point where it felt uncomfortable. Now they're back at like a comfortable place. Like in the past, if my sales had been what they had been for the past 2 days, it would have been like, that's a bit of a low day. It's like, okay, but they're low. So that's the point I'm at right now. The second update I have is that if you go into your eBay store and look at, or eBay dashboard, selling dashboard, and look at your traffic, it normally would tell you your traffic as of like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. If you look now, it stops on the 18th. We get no traffic data for after the 18th, no impressions data for after the 18th, which is sort of similar to traffic. So some reason eBay isn't telling us how much traffic we got after the 18th of April. So they're way behind on delivering that information to us, and we don't know why. It's high. I can honestly say that I can speculate with almost certainty that something got screwed up over there at eBay. Either something's messed up and that information isn't available, or they're covering something up. I don't want to get all conspiracy theorists here, but something weird is definitely going on with eBay. And my bet is they're trying to fix it. So hopefully things get better soon. The other thing, I just made a live stream in my Titans Facebook group. Anyone inside the course, I made the live stream over there, but I'll repeat just one of the things I said in there right now for you guys. And that's that April of last year and early May were the worst months I ever had on dropshipping on eBay. And if I'd given up then, I never would have seen the success that I've seen since then. So just know that this time of year is probably not the best time of year to sell online, and that's okay. We don't have to make a ton of money all year long. We can save it until later in the summer, or once summer starts picking up, people start buying summer items, and then obviously into the fall and winter and fourth quarter when sales will really take off. So if you can get eBay down now, then when you get to the fourth quarter, that's where you want to keep your focus on that time of year. So that's just my observations of where my store has been in the past, and just hoping that you guys don't feel like this is the end, because I really don't believe that. I think sales are going to pick back up once eBay figures out what happened, and once, just seasonally sales start to go back up. Okay. So Sea Monkey says, wasn't there a famous sculptor named David Lipsky? The name sounds familiar, but my last name is spelled Lipsky. It's like Lip Sky. Okay. Yeah, Eric says, get ready and prepare for quarter four. It's never too early to start preparing for quarter four. Okay. Jay Jones is asking for an update on Home Depot cashback. So again, April wasn't the best month for us eBay dropshippers. I can't lie about that. One of the problems was that anyone who uses Home Depot for cashback in the middle of the month, or maybe it was the beginning of April, they just suddenly retracted a lot of cashback, just disappeared. They've admitted, according to Giving Assistant, that there was an error, and that they're trying to fix it. According to the person I speak to at Giving Assistant, Home Depot is just dragging their feet on this. It's not a priority for them. Like, why would it be? But they are working on it, and hopefully it will be fixed. A lot of people are saying that you don't get cash back anymore if you pay with gift cards. And that is the rule at Home Depot, but I do it still using Simply Best coupon, and I've been getting my cash back. I'm cautiously optimistic about it, keeping an eye on it, and hoping that it continues, because that's really the easiest way to have my virtual assistants pay with gift cards, because they don't have to get my credit card information. So right now, I'm just using Simply Best coupon because Giving Assistant hasn't been communicating as well as I want, and they're not really tracking it as well. And Simply Best coupon is working. That's what I'm using for now until I get a better update. Okay, someone else is asking about the live streams. Just as a quick update, I'm not ending the live streams. I'm just changing the name of the YouTube channel from the Hustle Husbands to my name, which is Paul J. Lipsky, and that's spelled Lip Sky. You guys don't have to do anything. You don't have to resubscribe. The channel will still be here. The name of it's just going to change. So just as a quick update for that. Okay. Ali says, I am very satisfied with your course. Thank you, Ali. Okay, so a lot of things I wanted to cover today. So let's go over something else. Today is May 1st, which means that we've had a bunch of changes on eBay today. And I will be making a video later in the week covering all the changes that took place today. I'll also be updating my course because now some of it's outdated because eBay has added some things, taken some things away. So if you want to make sure that you are updated on all those updates, then make sure that you guys do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that video that I'll probably release on Thursday or Friday of this week, talking about the new stores that eBay allows you to subscribe to, as well as some new return policies that they have. So that's something I will be covering later in this week. Okay. Okay. All right. So I had another question from Dave. Dave was asking, Dave wanted to watch one of the lessons in the course. He was lesson 18.6. Dave, if you're watching, Dave was having a little trouble just watching the video. And I went in, I'm not sure what the problem was, but I for some of my videos, I added 2 different formats. So if one format doesn't work, for some people, it might not work. I added a second format. So if you want to watch that video on slow sales, that's all about how to pick up sales after sales are slow, Dave, I've updated the video in the course. So now there's 2 different formats. Choose whichever format works for you. For some devices, you can't play some videos on for whatever reason, just because like iPads, Android, whatever. So I've updated, so it should work on any device now, that lesson. Okay, so Ali says, how do I send products to a buyer with a gift card from sites other than Amazon? So I think what you're asking is, how do I pay using a gift card on all these different websites? Some websites are super easy, like Walmart. You buy the gift card and you upload it directly to Walmart. They save it. It's kind of like a wallet on Walmart. You can save up to a certain number of gift cards, and then they're in there. You just check off the box for that gift card, and you pay with that gift card. For other ones like Home Depot, I keep a spreadsheet with the what's it called? The gift card number. Sorry, the gift card number and the PIN number next to it. Just a line going down. And I just go through, and my VAs go through and just pay with those gift cards, so to speak, on the last screen when you check out. With Amazon, you could just reload the gift card onto Amazon, so that's super easy to do. I hope that answers your question. Dave is here, so glad to have you, Dave. Okay. Okay, Candace says, do you have a guest? Do you do guest checkout with Walmart, or do you log in? I always log in, and the reason for that is because I've never had an issue with them canceling my order as long as I pay with PayPal or a gift card. So it doesn't really matter to me if I log in. And the other benefit of logging in is that my account is tax exempt, and that's the way it works at Walmart. Is when you become tax exempt, sales tax exempt, your account becomes sales tax exempt. So the only way to get sales tax exemption is to log into your Walmart account. Home Depot, on the other hand, you can attach it to an account, but you also get a number. And that number you can use in store when you go in person, or you can use it as a guest checkout. You just enter it on the last screen. And that's what my virtual assistants do it that way instead of logging in. Okay, Ali has another great question. She says, when you send an item, when they get it, how do you do it without the company logo and the original price on it? So that really depends on the price, the source, Ali. As you kind of hinted at, Amazon is pretty easy because as you are checking out, you can select guest, what we're talking about. You can select gift receipt. And with the gift receipt, it won't give the price on there. It will still come in an Amazon box, but But I don't think customers care about that, because I think a lot of people figure, oh, this person bought something from Amazon, they have this Amazon box lying around, and that's why it's shipped in an Amazon box. With Home Depot, they don't put the price in there. It does ship in a Home Depot box, but just like an Amazon box, I think a lot of people just assume that you have a bunch of Walmart boxes laying around, or if you're shipping out items from your house, I think a lot of people know that a lot of people just buy boxes from Walmart to do their shipping in. Walmart, you can't do a gift receipt, unfortunately. But I haven't had too many people actually complain about Walmart pricing for whatever reason. And Target, if you use Target, I know that they won't put the price, but it does have like a sheet of paper in there, and it often comes in a package that says Target on it. Every source is different. I know Lowe's will always put the price, and they put your name and phone number on there. Another reason I'm not crazy about Lowe's for that reason. Okay. Molesk says, how do you track your profit every week and month? So I do it at the end of every month. I've talked about this before, but I used to use GoDaddy Bookkeeping, and I think it's a great software in the beginning, because it just instantly pulls data from from eBay, from PayPal, from your bank and credit cards. The problem is that when your sales get much higher, it's almost like too much information in there, and it's not easily sortable like it is in like Excel. So it was just hard for me to manage. So what I do now is I just download my transactions from my bank's websites, from my credit card websites, from just the total amount of fees that I owe to eBay and keep saying Amazon, eBay and PayPal, and I track it that way. And it does require a little bit more work, but I'm like 100% confident after I'm done that it's correct. And that's really what it's all about. And then I just input that information into QuickBooks, which my CPA also has access to. Okay. So Al's asking about paying virtual assistants. What's the best way to pay them? Because PayPal now charges $4.99 every time you send money to someone in the Philippines. And that is a pain. That's a change that literally happened a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So there are other options. Some people tell me that Payoneer, where you can send it through Western Union. You know, I started to look into it, and then just I started to set up Payoneer. For some reason, I was having trouble setting it up. I don't know if it only works for people in the UK, but for some reason I couldn't get it to set up. But I was a little strapped for time. I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to pay my VAs now every 2 weeks, and I'm just going to give all the money to one VA, and then she's going to divvy it up appropriately and send it to the other VAs. That doesn't cost her anything, and it's only going to cost me about $10 a month instead of, 5 times how many VAs times 4 weeks in a month. So that's the way I'm doing it now. This is a very trustworthy VA I've been working with for a long time. So I really trust her, and she has a great relationship with the other VAs anyway. So she's not going to screw them over and steal their money. It wouldn't make sense for her to do it because she has a very stable job with me now. So you got to have that relationship first. Otherwise, I would say pay them every 2 weeks, or some VAs will, if you establish it right from the beginning, you could pay them at the end of every month instead. I do see that on online jobs as a choice that some VAs are comfortable with, being paid only once a month. Sea Monkeys is congratulating me on hitting, let's see what we're at now, like 5,100 something subscribers. He's been with me from the beginning, saying, remember how excited you were when you hit 1,000 subscribers? And I really appreciate everyone who's been around from the beginning and everyone who has subscribed since then. Obviously, there's going to be a slight change to the channel now that I'm changing the name from The Hustle Husbands to my name, Paul J. Lipsky. But like I said, content isn't going to change, and I really appreciate everyone's support moving forward from there. Okay. So Andrew is asking if there's a good copy and paste address tool for Home Depot. Unfortunately, there's not a good one that I know of. The best that I've come up with is an extension for Chrome called something like Clipboard, not permanent clipboard, but I forget. It's some sort of clipboard, like a better clipboard or something. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. But basically what you do is you copy the name, or you highlight the name, hit copy. Then you highlight the first line of the address and hit copy. Then you highlight the town and click copy, or zip code rather, and hit copy. Then when you go to Home Depot and you right click, it will come up with like a little box for the clipboard, and you can choose the last like 20 things that you just copied, which one you want to paste in. So I paste in the name field, and then the address in the address field. That way I don't have to keep going back and forth. I hope that makes sense. And if I can remember the name of the clipboard that I use, the extension, I'll put it in the comments of this video, but it's just blanking on me right now. So yes, Joey, you can buy gift cards with a debit card. You don't need to buy them with a gift card, with a credit card. You can buy gift cards from like Gift Card Zen, or even directly from the supplier's website using your debit card. Okay. So how do you ship, Asad saying, how do you ship items overseas? So for overseas, for eBay, I'm just using eBay's global shipping program. That's when a buyer buys it from another country. You ship it to eBay in Kentucky, and then eBay will take care of all the forwarding costs and get it to the customer. For Amazon, is that what you're asking for Amazon? International shipment, to be perfectly honest, I don't know yet. I've done a little bit of Amazon in the past, starting to research it again, but don't have an answer to that right now, but it's something I'll add to my list because that's something I feel like I have to know. Thomas is late to my class. Get to class, Thomas. Okay. Rake and Profits here says, what's up, hustlers? I hope that's the real Rake and Profit in the house. Okay, Jim saying that eBay is changing their payment system from PayPal to Aiden. Yes, that is happening in the future. It's going to take a while to roll out. I'm looking forward to it, hoping that it makes things a little bit smoother. I don't like this two-system setup. It just makes things more confusing. Okay. I had another question from the week. Okay. I wanted to congratulate a lot of the students in my course. Like I said, April wasn't the best month for a lot of people, but some of my students still crushed it. I don't want to say people's names because I didn't get their permission, but one of my students did $27,000 in sales in April. Another did $28,000 in their first 30 days. So congratulations, all these people that are crushing it. And again, I'm just trying to give this to you guys as hope. I know a lot of people are saying sales have been low, but these people are still doing really well. Big shout out to one of my students. Again, I feel uncomfortable using people's names without the permission, but one of my students said they had really good sales and somebody asked them how, and he said, I just used Paul's method. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And Cheryl had asked, do you think that eBay is going in the direction of reducing resellers with their new changes? And Cheryl, no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. There's a lot of new changes happening in eBay, like return policies, which aren't a big deal. I'm going to go over that later this week. Another big change is the catalog system, which is slowly rolling out. I don't think that's going to be a problem for resellers because I see a lot of people, I do see a lot of people doing the same thing on Amazon. It's obviously much harder on Amazon, but Amazon does have the buy box system, the catalog system that eBay is trying to implement, and people are still being successful on eBay. So I do think, on Amazon. So I still think that we can be successful on eBay even after these changes happen. And we're at a really great, this is a really great time to be in eBay and learning about eBay and getting started with eBay dropshipping. These changes are going to happen. And after they happen, people are going to be really successful with it. It's better to be in it now, learning it as the changes come, so that when the changes happen, we are the first ones who are understanding how it works and how we can succeed as eBay dropshippers with these new policies, these new systems. So if you can figure it out now and continue doing that, you're going to be one of like the pioneers on eBay of this new system. So that's a really exciting time to be in this. I'm really excited for it, and it's a really great opportunity in my opinion. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. So Thomas is asking about restocking fee. We're not allowed to do restocking fees anymore as of May 1st. I don't think the option is even there anymore. I haven't actually gone in and checked today. But again, that's a video I'm going to make later this week about that. So Dan's asking, what happens if there's a return on an item that was shipped through the global shipping program? Dan, those are tricky. Not going to lie about that. So what you have to do with a global shipping item is first figure out, why is the item being returned? A lot of times it's because the item was damaged. If the item was damaged, you can usually blame it on eBay. Say, hey, I shipped the item to you. It was in perfect condition when you got it, and then you repackaged it and sent it, and then it broke. And 9 times out of 10, that works. This is kind of a protection, a seller protection that eBay set up when they started the global shipping program. A lot of people complain about eBay that they're not very seller friendly, but they do have some great policies for us, and that's one of them. They're also rolling out some new seller protections that going forward that don't really affect us too much as drop shippers, but just letting you know that they're not as bad as they seem sometimes. Okay. Clipboard History. Alice, thanks so much for saving me there. The name of the extension is called Clipboard History. It's a Chrome extension. That's the one that I use. And it kind of just saves like the last 20 things that you copied, which is really useful just in general, because sometimes I copy something, then copy something else, and it's like, oh shoot, I wanted to paste that and save that somewhere, and now it's gone. Clipboard History has saved me a bunch of times, but it's also really useful for drop shipping when you're copying addresses from like your DSM tool or from eBay into Home Depot. Yeah, Benny, Alice nailed it. It's Clipboard History. No, Eddie, Amazon will ship to the Kentucky GSP. When I was talking about shipping internationally with Amazon, I meant if you're drop shipping onto Amazon, you're selling things to Amazon customers, if that makes sense. Eric says, just keep listing. That is the Titans motto. You pay your VAs, do you send with PayPal? Okay. So Judy, when I pay my virtual assistants, I always pay as friends and family option. Not really supposed to, I guess, but the drawback of doing it that way is that you don't get protection, but you don't really need protection at that point because they've already rendered the service for you. You're paying them afterward, and you've built up a trusting relationship with them anyway. I pay with friends and family because then it doesn't take any money out. So if I'm paying $150 or whatever, $50, the VA is going to get $50. It's not like when we're paid, it takes out 2.9%. That doesn't seem very fair to me, to the VAs, when that 2.9% is a lot for them. So I pay them friends and family. Brian says, Amazon is beginning a GSP program like eBay is. That's awesome. I didn't know about that. That's something I'd love to hear more about. Okay, Patricia Nolan Brown, welcome, Patricia. It's great to have you. Okay, Jack says, how do I list thousands of profitable dropshipping items at once that are Vero free? And how do I maintain those listings and avoid negative feedback? I need to get thousands of dollars. Jack, if you could find the answer to that, let me know. No, but seriously, you're talking about something called like bulk drop shipping, it sounds like. With bulk, you're not really optimizing your research or your listings. You're just listing a ton of items at once, not worrying about the price so much or the title. And with those, you're going to get a lot of items that don't sell. And the hope is that the items that do sell are able to make up the cost of the other ones. For me, that's not the way I do it. That's not the way I recommend to do it. I recommend that you do product research. And if you want to learn how to do product research, in the description of this video, the first link is a free eBay dropshipping webinar that I gave. It's a couple months old, but the information in there is still really valuable. It will help you do your product research in basically 3 steps. And that's the way that I do it and how I recommend that people do it. I'm sorry if I'm not getting to everyone's questions. The chat is moving pretty quickly, so I'm getting to as many as I can. If I don't answer a question, just ask it again. Just don't spam. Don't ask it like a million times, but I'll try to get to it if I see it and can. I can send you the email. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, send me an email. That'd be great. Anyone ever wants to email me, my email address is paul@pauljlipsky.com. And again, my last name is spelled Lipsky. Okay. Fod asked a question, is it okay to use PayPal to fulfill orders? Because of debit card from outside US issues, sometimes websites cancel orders. Also, some countries have limits on expenses around, so PayPal is the best way. Yeah, nothing wrong with paying with PayPal. You can use PayPal checkout on Home Depot and on Walmart. I'm sure there's other websites as well. Nothing wrong with that at all. Eddie says, ka-ching, ka-ching, learning and earning. I love that. Eddie's, of course, referring to the sound that your phone makes every time you get an eBay sale. It goes ka-ching, ka-ching. Best dessert in 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. Andrew says, what's the best way to send a Home Depot return label? You can't send a PDF through eBay messages. Great question, Andrew. I think that's the first time someone's asked it that way, which is great because I know other people must be having this problem. First of all, with Home Depot returns, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have UPS pick up the item directly from the customer. It makes customers a lot happier because they don't have to go through the extra step of returning the item, going to UPS store, and it just saves some time. The second, if that doesn't work, if they want a label, usually what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot. I have a Mac, so I use Command-Shift-4, and then you can drag and take a screenshot, and the screenshot send for whatever reason. So that's the way I do it. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, I just have UPS. I asked Home Depot to have UPS pick up the item. Okay. Okay, Kong says, Home Depot tends to cancel orders with international PayPal. I use gift card instead. I think that's a great idea. Home Depot's website's very weird, and they are really afraid of like fraudulent activity on their website. So they do cancel some orders with credit cards. I've heard that if you call, you can get it fixed. A long time ago, I called, and I can't even remember if I fixed it. I just said, forget this. I'm just going to pay with gift cards from now on, because with gift cards, the orders are never canceled. And I can pay on I can buy the gift cards on their website or reload them using my credit card, and those ones don't get canceled because it is not Home Depot. They use a outside service for their gift cards called Gift Card Star. Okay. Okay. Dahlia has a question. When you're tax exempt, sales tax exempt, the source will not charge you sales tax for items shipping only to the states where you are tax exempt. Is that correct? And charge you for all the other states? ? That's not exactly how it works. If you are tax exempt, you are tax exempt as a reseller in most states. Not all of them, but most of them. So you won't pay sales tax to items that are shipped to most of the states, with the exception of a small handful. There are some states that do not accept out-of-state resale certificates. A big example is Florida and California. So you will have to pay sales tax if you ship an item into those states. And there's other states like Maine that will accept out-of-state resale certificates, but they don't accept what's called blanket resale certificates. And a blanket resale certificate, hope I'm not boring you guys, but a blanket resale certificate is one that says you send it to like Walmart and you tell Walmart, anything I buy from you is going to become tax exempt. And the Walmart says, great. You can do that for most states, but not with Maine. With Maine, every time you buy an item, you have to send them a new certificate for that item. That's not scalable. It's not practical. So I don't do that. So when I ship an item to Maine, I do pay sales tax for those items. Hope that makes sense. Yes, Dustin also uses a snipping tool that I talked about for the MacBook. And if you don't have a MacBook, Lightshot is a Chrome extension that works really well. And then I just upload that screenshot to the message to the customer. V Shade says in Philippines, you can't access Home Depot. They have country block to access it. Yeah, that's correct. So you can hire you can give your virtual assistant access to a VPN. The one that I recommend is CyberGhost. So you can check out CyberGhost 5, I think it's called. And it's a great VPN. It works really well. I think it was $50 a year, and you can give out like 4 or 5 uses. You can attach 4 or 5 different computers to it. So I have my computer, and then a few of my VAs have it, but not all of them. And Eddie has another ka-ching. He's saying I'm going to watch every week now. Okay. Ba, I'm not really sure what's going on with Giving Assistant and Home Depot orders. Well, that's not true. What I've heard from Giving Assistant is that they are tracking the cash back, but they're not posting it on their website because they're not really sure what Home Depot is doing. And they say that you'll still get credit for it once they figure everything out. I'm not taking my risk with that. I'm using Simply Best Coupon for now until Giving Assistant and Home Depot communicate and Home Depot gets its act together with that cash back. Okay. Karim is asking which states it won't be tax exempt in, the 5 or so that you're not tax exempt in. I don't remember off the top of my head. I never remember off the top of my head. Just search for states that do not accept out-of-state resale certificates. Use that language. States that do not accept out-of-state resale certificates. I do that every time I have to look up this information because it's not something I've memorized. So Austin's asking, for states like California and Maine, are you taking a loss since you're not tax exempt in them? So that's a great question, Austin. And there's a couple of ways that you can deal with this. One is you can not price the items at the break-even point. You could, if you price it at like 1.25, then on most orders, you're gonna get a profit, especially if you're tax exempt. But even if you're not tax exempt, you'll at least break even plus a little bit on those ones. If you want to go lower than that, then the best thing to do is to charge shipping just for those states. And Sea Monkeys gave little Lando the best compliment ever to my hustle hound, saying your dog looks like Yoda. We were big Star Wars fans in this house, so I think he would really appreciate that if he only understood what you were saying. And Carmen dropped all the states in that I was just talking about in here: California, Connecticut, Washington, D.C., Florida, Hawaii, which is not really important. MA is Massachusetts, I think, Maryland, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Yeah, Ba's asking, again, Ba, I covered this earlier about the drop in sales. Around April 20th, definitely we saw a drop in sales. I saw it, so did a lot of other people. And I did cover that a little bit earlier, so you might want to rewind and watch that later. Okay, Denise is asking about, have I seen some sales on Amazon? Do you mean if I'm drop shipping items from Amazon to eBay, or do you mean selling on Amazon? And we have about 10 minutes, so we have plenty of time for some more questions. I think that was everything I wanted to cover with you guys. Yes, sales have been slow, but I'm cautiously optimistic that they are going back up because we have seen an increase in the past few days since this weekend. Okay. So Lorena says, what QuickBooks program do you use? Whichever one is online. It's nothing I downloaded. It's like $10 a month, maybe even $5 a month. I didn't think there was different ones. I mean, I'm sure there are different ones, but it's not my like forte there. Rakin Prophet says, hey, Paul. And Eddie's saying that my live videos are a lucky charm. His phone's going nuts, going ka-ching, ka-ching. That's awesome. Super glad to hear that. And Jacqueline says, have you ever had a customer try to cancel? Absolutely, it happens every week. People buy an item, a couple minutes later say, oh, shoot, I don't want it. Let me cancel it. The best scenario is they buy it, and then the best scenario is they buy it and they pay for it, and that's it. And then they still want it. But best cancellation scenario is they buy it, and right away they ask to be canceled. Then I get an email saying the customer wants to cancel an order. I can just hit cancel, and then it goes away, right? What happens is that sometimes people buy it, they don't cancel it, they instead send a message saying, oh, I didn't want it, or like a day later they don't want it. By that point, it's too late. It's already like in my workflow for my VAs. The VAs that do customer service aren't the same ones that place orders, so there has to be a communication that happens there, and it kind of can be confusing. Mistakes can happen, which is kind of why I tell my VAs to err on the side of not canceling those orders if it was already sent to the VA, because it's hard to catch it at that point. And then I just tell the customer, hey, we've already shipped it. I'm sorry, we've already processed it. There's no way to cancel at this point. I'm sorry. The other thing to keep in mind is that a lot of sources, like Home Depot, has gotten very strict about this. As soon as you place an order, you have about 45 minutes to cancel it. Otherwise, they ship it. It used to have a lot more time on that. Ultimately, that's a good thing because they're shipping out items faster. Just something to keep in mind. You have about 45 minutes, an hour max to cancel orders on Home Depot. It does vary. Sometimes you get longer, but I would not trust anything longer than 45 minutes on that. Dustin's asking about different competitor research tools. He mentioned Zeek Analytics, DS Genie. I think he means Shop as Spy. So DS Genie and Shop as Spy are basically the same thing. I would group those together. The difference, obviously, that Shop as Spy is much cheaper than DS Genie, and DS Genie is much more robust. It does a lot more than just product research. But Shop as Spy is just the product research part of that, and it's made by the same company. They both work fine. They both work great. Zeek Analytics, a lot more people are familiar with that one. And Shop as Spy, not many people use. Most people will just use it as it's integrated with DS Genie if they're using DS Genie anyway. So I would suggest you try both of them. Zeek Analytics for 1 month, I think, is $30. And Shop as Spy, I think, has a 7-day trial. Try both of them, see which one you like better. But I do have a video all about how to use DS Genie / Shop as Spy. And if you search for Shop as Spy, DS Genie, and my name, it should come up. You check out how I've used it in the past and if you like it. And Orbital is kind of late to the party here, so I'll just describe what's going on with the title of this video. This is the last Hustle Husbands video, but after today, I'm just changing the name of the channel. You don't have to resubscribe. All the same videos will be here. I'll keep doing live streams, but the name of the channel is just changing to my name, Paul J. Lipsky. And if I've answered your question or if you found any value out of this, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. That'd be great. Okay. So Ba says that he got a comment removed on eBay. So now it says this comment has been removed by eBay, but he still has a negative feedback. But unfortunately, at that point, it becomes extremely hard to remove that negative feedback. So what I usually do is if I see a negative feedback that I want removed, I'll talk to a representative and make sure that they're going to remove the negative feedback and not just the comment. If they say they're going to just remove the comment, I'll say to them, you know what, can we hold off on that for now? I want to go speak to the customer, see if I can work it out with them. And I'm just afraid if you remove the comment, that it's going to annoy them and then we're not going to be able to come to a resolution. They always say, great, they love that. And then you hang up with them, maybe try talking to the customer, or you can call back the next day and try to talk to a different representative to get the whole feedback removed. But once it says this comment has been removed by eBay, it's really, really almost impossible to get it actually removed. So Fad's asking, when's the best time to call eBay to get your first limit increase? I think you can wait, they usually want about 30 days after your first sale. And Jacqueline, once an item has been dispatched, it's in transit. If a customer tries to cancel it, at that point, you just tell them they can refuse the package and then it'll be sent back to the supplier. That's their only choice. And don't let them like bully you here. It's got shipped out. They waited way too long to cancel it. It's not your fault. And if they leave you negative feedback for that, eBay should be able to remove it. Okay. We've just hit an hour, so that just flew by. Carmen says, as Steve says, smash that like button, guys. I'd really appreciate it. If you got great value out of this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you guys don't want to miss that video that I'm doing on Thursday, all about the May update, everything that changed today on eBay, everything you have to know going into May to change your store so you can keep up with eBay's new policies, make sure to subscribe to the channel and just be aware that the next video, the name of the channel will no longer be The Hustle Husbands. It will be my name, Paul J. Lipsky. So just be aware of that. Chad will still be coming on as a special, very special guest, as well as the Hustle Hound who made an appearance today. That's everything I wanted to cover. Really appreciate you guys coming out and checking out today's video. And keep the questions coming. I save them as the week goes on so I can answer them every single week. So thanks again, guys. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next Tuesday, and I'll definitely see you before then. Have a really wonderful week.